Aunt Betty's house was originally over there towards the river, and they moved it. This house contains an original part of the log cabin, but it's obviously been added to.
Okay, now this little road right here is just on the other side of Aunt Betty's house, and there's Heather. She's getting what fancy cinematographers call B-roll. There's the historical marker, is right there, and you just come right up through here, and this is where you turn at. It goes straight on up the hill right here. Can't miss it.
So I'm gonna walk over here, and we're gonna ride right next door to Aunt Betty's house in Uriah McCoy, where they're both buried. What is it?
Squirrel hunting.
So it is still raining, but we're gonna go look at Aunt Betty and Uriah McCoy's grave. I'd love to watch that. This green, vibrant, mossy stuff is so soft. Annie McCoy, 1918 to 1918.
Now this is one of the McCoy cemeteries. This is up behind Aunt Betty's house. And you can see it's a grave. There's one. Now Aunt Betty, she's way on up through there. Heather is starting on the other end, and she's going to start from down there and work her way back. I'm going to start on this end and work my way up toward her. There's a hunter over here just off the graveyard, just off to the right. They're out squirrel hunting, so we'll, kind of stay over on this side, leave him to these squirrels. Don't want to interrupt him. But anyhow, there's one. Now some of these are really, really, really old. Duh, obviously. And I'm assuming that's a World War II. No, 68. World War II. Who was?
Lewis Carey. Homer and Pett, P-E-T-T. There are no something in heaven. Homer McCoy. Another Homer or the same Homer. Different dates is different Homer.
And this one says father. And that 1877 to 1937. Ali Robinette. A lot of these, they're not all McCoys, obviously. Obviously there's a Scott, and Scott. There's a whole bunch of others, you know, like Mary into the family, that sort of thing. And our family cemetery, we have one similar to this. It has, you know, in-laws, that sort of thing too. You know, just because it's a McCoy cemetery doesn't mean it's all McCoys. But there are a lot of them here. Look at that one. Nellie Marie Haley, 1930 to 1954. Young lady. It's got marbles in it. One spelled out the name with marbles.
So the grave is a little ways up. If you park over here, come up these steps. It's on top of this hill up there. Kind of right there area. You see these two big trees up on top of the hill? Go on through that. Right here is their graves.
Statons. There's some old ones here. You can see just random stones. Headstone, footstone, headstone, footstone, headstone, footstone. And you can just see them really close. You can actually see lines in the moss where they are. There's one though. You can see what's left, I think, of a headstone. And that's just moss. It's just a little aluminum one. No. May 22nd, Dennis Sesko. And that one. It's a beautiful old cemetery. Old moss, big, tall, beautiful trees. Big ones. Just look at those old graves. There's one. You just walk along and you'll see a rock sticking up, and if you look close you'll see a little indentation where the ground has settled over the years. Just some of them, just a little tiny, little bitty rock. That's all it is. Now look at these. Some really old ones there. You can see a big old root has grown right through that one. Well, pretty much all of them actually. These big old trees have grown right through the graves. What's that one? 1937. McCoy. Older McCoy graves right there. Those were handmade. It's pretty well handmade, actually. That's a McCoy, Edith McCoy, 1924, 1925, 1 year old. And Maddie McCoy, 1919 to 1923. And what's this one? That one is a McCoy, Roxy McCoy, 1923 to 1924. My grandparents, they actually had 12 children, but only 3 of them lived. So, you know, that was fairly common back in the day. There's a 1925. It just says Baby McCoy. 1925, 1925. Probably stillborn. No footstone. Jacqueline Elkins. 1959 to 1959. Another baby. There's several of them right here in a row. There's some old ones out through there. If you get a chance to come up here, check this out. We'll head on up. Mm. 1905. Phillips. There's some. Got baby pictures on them. It's terrible. There's another one. We're getting there. Heather's almost up to Aunt Betty's. It's just past where she's at on the hill. Little benches. It's a pretty place, that's for sure. It's back out in the middle of nowhere in the mountains, up a holler in Kentucky. You don't get much more secluded. There's a new one, 2009. There's a 2016, right beside some old ones. SB1 died in 1913. Isn't it SBL? I'm assuming. Died, it's like February 21st, 1915. Vicey McCoy. Okay. This one, I can't make out anything on it. This one's turned the wrong way. E.O.R. Born. Can't make out the name. Died 1911. 1850 to 1911. Herbert McCoy and William McCoy. 1907. 1970. Ellison McCoy. Look at this one. Ellison McCoy, Kentucky. PFC Company 1. 71st Infantry, World War II. August 1923 to April 18th, 1960. It's wild, isn't it? You live your whole life. All the things you do. The places you've been, the people you've met, the things you've done, the things you've seen. And it all boils down to a headstone. But at least you're remembered, right? Somebody thinks back and remembers you fondly. You know? That's about it. And it's about all you can hope for, I guess. As far as this world goes, anyway. But we'll head on up the path. Check out a few on the way. Letty Thornsberry, who's 27, 1900 to 1927. We take for granted, you know, the medical advancements and stuff we have these days. You know, longevity. I read somewhere back in the day, you know, 35 was an old man. There's several. Baldwin. Teddy Roosevelt Baldwin. Okay. 1935 to 1937. There's a 31 to 31. That's a baby. 32 to 37. There's another one. It was a hard time. You know, you have half a dozen kids and only 3 live. Or half a dozen, I mean, and only 3 live. But look at that, how beautiful that is out through there.
Mary McCoy. Floyd. And Harrell. I don't know. So these are 2 babies. Aw. So there's 2 of them. Not sure what happened there.
Out through there. And so we're parked down there. And Heather is out there. Got her little Red Riding Hood outfit on. Some more McCoys up here. There's Uriah right here. There's Uriah. Here they are, ain't it? Oh, okay. Then who's that one? Who's that one? Oh, okay. Right here they are. There's Uriah McCoy. And Betty Elizabeth McCoy right there. Aunt Betty. Right there. There's her grave. There's the original stone. 1826 to 1915. That's more like it. I thought it said 1926 for a second. And there's another baby next to him too. But it's starting to rain pretty good, so I guess we'll shut this thing down for a little while. There they are. The original tombstones. The original ones there and there. And the newer markers there and there. Funny how the moss grew just perfectly on their graves. Look at that. That is wild, isn't it? Just on their graves. Nowhere else.
Yeah, I don't know. So we're gonna sit under this little tree. Oh, I don't know. There's nowhere dry to sit. So.
Okay, there's Aunt Betty and Uriah. There's the baby. And Heather's going to hang out here a minute. I'm going to go check out some of the other end. Look at these. Just old stones. Just rocks sticking up out of the ground. There's one. There's one. They're all over the place here. And some of these, I mean, look how pretty that is back in there. The camera does not do this justice. In the rainfall, it's really nice. It's a little wet, but it's really nice. If I was a squirrel, I know where I'd live. There's small ones. There's a broken one. That looks like one of the old World War II. I'm going to assume it is. Yep. Rutherford. It's a World War II. A lot of those around here. Look at some of these old ones. Just everywhere you look. All over the place. Back in the woods, out in the open. Trees growing through them. You name it. Really old cemetery. There's another one with marbles. Bell Terry, 1879, 1926. Hard to imagine these people, you know, they lived their whole lives and did all kinds of things. I saw a tombstone one time that said, it was on TV, it was on a TV show or something. And, as you are now, I once was. As I am now, you will one day be. That's deep. It's starting to rain pretty good now. I don't know if you can see it. William Fitch. And we're getting back out into the woods. The road goes back down that way and down through that hill, down the hill that way. But we've still got a few more to go. That's a pretty one. That's probably well, it is the prettiest one on the whole graveyard. Prettiest marker here. There's some down over the hill there too. Beautiful place. It's beautiful back in here. And the big pine trees, look at those. Just keeps going up, look at that. Is that not beautiful? Never really thought about cemeteries as being pretty, you know, until we started doing all this historical stuff, you know, cemeteries and all that kind of stuff. And I kind of see them as pretty now, you know, peaceful, which I guess is the whole point, isn't it? And there she is. 3 of them right together. Look at those. A whole bunch of them. I don't know if you can see those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 of them in an area, say 15 feet wide by about maybe 15 feet. Hard to believe, isn't it? All these old graves, you know, like I said in one of our other videos, you know, they lay out these graveyards these days for maximum space, maximum occupancy, you know, like a hotel. Back in the day, they weren't so meticulous about how they buried you. Sometimes it was, you know, like we've already showed you, just a little bitty rock, or sometimes nothing at all. You know, I'm sure there's graves right here. I mean, that little tiny thing sticking up right there, right here. I just about bet you that's a headstone. And that one, and that one. We're gonna head back down to the car for a while, get out of the rain, and we'll see you in a few.
So I guess that concludes our search for Aunt Betty's grave. I think we covered all bases in that.
We found it.
We've been out in the rain all day getting videos for you guys, so I hope you like it. Give us a like, subscribe, and we appreciate the support so we can continue to bring bigger and better things.
And happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.